Everybody, hey, this is Joe Crow, your DragonCon American Sci-Fi Classics co-director, with that guy right there to my left. I think it's left. You are in the absolute right place. It is Thursday night. It is time for a quarantine panel, and we're going to do one of our favorite things, Battle of the Fictional Bands.
I guess that's one of our favorite things.
It is one of our favorites. Yeah. I think
I brought the jam. You said it was going to be a jam session.
And nobody.
Nope.
Derailed. You haven't even gotten to a minute. We've already completely derailed the whole thing.
Notice this was not a Sean derailment. I didn't do it.
No, this is a Gary derailment. Anyway, here's what we're doing. We're going to do a 16-band tournament of fictional bands. We have done this before, and it is great and amazing and fun, and we do deep dives into nerdiness. And
is that what we call it?
Those are the best of panels when you can do that. So we have put a smattering of names from a very large list of fictional bands into the Kiss Cup, and I'll be drawing names randomly. But go ahead.
Of Destiny, Kiss Cup of
the
Destiny.
Kiss Cup of Destiny. Because if you had never heard of Kiss and someone explained them to you, you would think they're not real, but they are real. So real. Maybe.
And they sell coffee.
Yes.
And literally every other item that can be sold in the world.
That is correct.
Indeed.
Including
and they were in Archie Comics.
So here is what thank you right there. We haven't even started. Thank you very much, sir. Here's what I want. We're going to go around the horn, and everybody can introduce themselves and tell the assembled masses which fictional band you think is going to take tonight's tournament. So, first of all, my co-director, Mr. Gary Mitchell.
I am, he said, the co-director of all these shenanigans. I am also a head of the DragonCon fan group of theaters and live performance. Look us up on the Facebook. And I am the co-host and producer for Good to Be a Geek Media of the horror podcast, A Podcast of Amontillado, which that guy down there has been in.
Yep.
Twice, and a third one coming soon.
Somehow escaped.
No,
Twice?
we just chip out a hole for him, let him
I
talk.
want to be on your horror podcast.
You are always welcome. We just got to, give me a topic you want to talk about.
Okay.
All right.
Okay,
but that's me. And I think that the Soggy Bottom Boys are going to clinch it again this year.
Ooh.
Interesting. Lee, who are you? What do you do? Who's your pick for tonight?
My name is Lee Tyberg. I am one half of the band The Salacious Crumbles with my esteemed bandmate Madison Matricula Roberts. And I think, all right, it's not going to happen, but I want it to happen. I'm really pulling for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because there is so much nostalgia happening in my brain with that. So I need it. So there you go.
Okay. And Sherman.
Hello.
Yes,
Yes, I'm here. Okay, yes, I'm Sherman Burtis, lifelong fan of science fiction and otherwise. I think the Modal Node's going to pull it out this year.
Okay.
Or this time, at least.
Figure and Dan, Modal Nodes. And
that sweet jizz music.
Jizz music. There it is.
We are
there it is.
We're
not even 5 minutes in, and there it is.
I did not name it that.
No,
that's the best thing. And I love every time we've done, really, Gary, I think you can back me up on this. Every time it has been possible that it has come up in a public forum, either you or me introduce the concept of jizz to
We turn everything into a sticky situation.
Oh,
Oh no!
anyway, that's what, and it's what my favorite thing is. My favorite thing is when someone in the audience has not heard of this thing being called the thing that Figure and Dan in the modal notes, because it's like shock, and then they're like no, and then we're like good.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
it's real. It is real. And
That's right.
Yes,
Shiz
it
is
did.
real.
yes, it did, Facebook user, and we're just getting
And it
started.
just gets all over.
It's all over now. So, Kevin,
I know I can follow that.
yeah,
Hey there, my name's Kevin. I work in video production and I podcast about movies that involve skateboarding. And I think this is the year that the Wonders are going to pull it out.
Ooh, okay.
I think this is the Wonders year. Someone commented on my Facebook post about this tonight with the Wonders, and I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the Wonders.
okay. The
Yeah.
O-Nighters.
Mm-hmm.
With that
And
Theo Neaters.
O-Nighters, dadgummit. It is not on Twitch, Mr. Matt in the in the chat room. But I'll put it there, man.
Yeah, we should expand into Twitch. Get twitchy.
We
Sean,
should do that.
how do we get twitchy? You do the Twitch.
Literally, all you have to do is you have to link up your Twitch account to your live stream, and depending on the level of brand that you have purchased, it will allow you to multi-stream to multiple. So for me, I can multi-stream to YouTube, Twitch, and my Facebook page all at the same time. So, well, they use they don't use OBS, so OBS is a different thing. So StreamYard has the ability to do it all integrated in, and since that's what Joe and Gary are used to, that's all you have to do. So yeah, that's what we do. It's pretty
Okay.
inexpensive.
Well, then between now and our next panel, I will set that up.
Mhm.
And right now, Sean Sherman.
He tried to. Oh, God, it's a
Wait.
Tuvik.
Like
It's a
Tuvix.
Tuvik situation. It's a Tuvik
It's a-
situation. We've
It's a major
merged
Tuvik
Sean and
situation,
Sherman.
guys.
I am Sherman.
So, Sean, tell
Yes.
us who you are and who you're picking for tonight.
Well, I'm Sean Rosado. I am one half of Pop Cycle Baubles. My wife and I make a bunch of awesome artwork, and we go all over the country with our art, and we'll be at Dragon Con. And yeah, I am just a huge geek, love writing about it and talking about all sorts of stuff. I really like the pick of the Wonders. Kevin, like, ironically, that thing you do is literally my favorite movie of all time, and I had to begrudgingly give that to my wife when she pointed it out. But I am also a die-hard purist for my picks from the last time. So, since Rex lost last week, that means I have to pick Wyld Stallynz this week. So, Bill and Ted, if they get pulled, I'm hoping, provided there are no damn Muppets, can win this show.
Very
That's
likely.
my hope. I am hoping.
So here's what we did. We have a giant list, and it grows every time we do one of these. In fact, I added like 5 names today to the Kiss Cup of Destiny. And so we're going to pull 16 names at random out of the thing. And then we will make the brackets, and then we will argue the merits or lack thereof of the competitors until we get one final champion. Fictional band. Now, let me throw this out there before we get really started. The Monkees. What are we thinking?
They were real. Like, they were real.
We had this discussion during solo bands, and we said, but we decided not to use the kid from Purple Rain because he's pretty much Prince.
Right.
And
I think
he
they
would
have
just
to fall
roll
under
out.
the Prince. I think they have to fall under the Prince corollary then, because while they were a TV show and fictionalized, they were a real band. They performed. They learned those instruments.
Yeah,
I think
they
the
had
Monkees
kids.
are the Pinocchios of fictional bands. Where
Yes.
they started out as a fictional band and then they became a real band. So I think they've graduated, they've ascended out of the category.
They
Yeah,
did.
I mean,
Okay.
honestly, I think putting the monkeys down as fictional because they were a producer created is just, you know what?
Well, then,
Like literally, that's
well-
every studio band that you ever have in the world,
Yeah,
and then they just put
exactly.
a front man. So I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, like I've never liked the fact that people have put the monkeys down for that. It's like they wanted a sound, and they got people together to make that sound. And come on, Davy Jones is
Okay.
amazing.
Okay, actually, I have to throw this comment up because this fits.
Yeah,
Okay. Well,
that's true.
Yeah,
now,
the Kiss
Evil
makes it
Robot
into the
Kiss.
The
from
Partridge Family
Kiss
to
Meets
me
the
are
Phantom.
different because the Partridge Family, as the Partridge Family band, used different fictional names, whereas the Monkeys
True.
used their real names.
Yeah, that's the real
Yeah.
name.
That's part of the blurring.
And I wouldn't put Kiss in there either. Just like we disqualified Bowie and Prince last week, I would disqualify Kiss this week. I would disqualify the Monkeys. I'd even disqualify
Well,
the
Kiss
Partridges.
for sure.
Yeah, I would disqualify the Partridges, quite frankly, because the Partridges had legitimate real-world hits. I mean, this is about fictional bands. Like, they might have had a hit, kind of, but not really. It's more of a, like,
But
in-universe.
Well, then what about the Archies?
You know, I was not necessarily a huge fan of the Archies, except for one thing. When they were at the height of their power, they were still never represented by human analogs. They were still
that's true.
essentially
They were-
cartoon characters.
They were
like,
still
Right.
yeah.
I don't think we should hold charting against fictional bands.
no, not at all.
So
Okay, here is what we're doing. Um,
Hot Black Desiato.
Disaster Area is already in the Cup of Destiny. Matt,
Right.
thank you.
All right, so
And-
Joe, do we want to have the divisions then be the Monkeys division and the Kiss division?
Let's do that. Yes,
okay, Monkeys and Kiss.
we'll call it the Monkeys bracket and the Kiss brackets.
Oh,
Can we call them a bracket? I mean, doesn't the NBA come after us and remove parts of your body if you say bracket?
no.
Oh,
Okay.
I don't
Not
want
unless you
that.
start using like March Madness and start like trying to
Yeah.
like put it under their copyright. And
I know
whatnot.
they've gone after. I know they've gone after people for March Madness.
That's
Look,
like
as long
when
as-
like people get afraid of saying the Super Bowl when they're referring to the Super Bowl on like their
It's a
radio
big
show. It's like,
game,
you,
yeah.
No, you can call it the
That's
Super
why
Bowl
we
as
call
long
it
as
the
you're not.
Superb Owl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's why like unless you're doing like a paid show that's specifically going to be like trying to like that was the joke of the Superb Owl, was that it had nothing to do with the Super Bowl. They didn't even want to do it, but they wanted to play that joke out because the
Yeah.
NFL got litigious one time, and in fact they lost. So it's like whatever. Brackets.
Yeah.
Kiss,
Yeah, but
Monkeys.
Kevin was going to say something. I think.
I was saying,
Oh, I'm
like,
sorry.
Sean and Lee and Sherman and I are being paid so much to do this that any profits from this panel are going to be negligible anyway, so they can sue away.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yes, you are actually not allowed to rebroadcast or record this recording unless you are a human being and
Yes.
alive on Earth at this period of time and use YouTube.
This would be the perfect time for Kevin's background to go Max Headroom. He goes like like
You're discriminating against future humans, and I think that's wrong.
It
the
is wrong,
balloons
Lee.
enough.
You're right.
Well, the future
That'll
has
work, but yeah.
the future has enough problems with Dr. Smith and the robot. Then they don't need us adding to it.
Fair enough.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here's
Boys and
what we're
girls.
doing. That was in the past. They blasted off in like 1991.
See, that's how lost they are.
Yeah.
They got lost before they left.
All right. All right. Here we go. First name. Now, do we want to do like last week and draw the
Bracket
names
at a
off?
time.
Draw
Yeah.
the names first, then do the brackets, or just as I draw them, that's the bracket.
I think
That's
draw
what
and
they're-
fight. I think draw and fight
Yeah.
was working pretty good last week.
I
Okay.
agree.
Yeah. We only went an hour over on time last week.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, hour and a half. We were about an hour and a half total last week.
Yeah,
And we also started about this time, about 15 minutes in. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Drawn first out of the Kiss Cup of Destiny, Buckaroo Banzai and the Hong Kong
Hey.
On
Cavaliers.
Cavaliers.
nice.
Nice.
Wait. Someone's crying.
Ha ha!
It was me,
Evil,
Gary. I'm
symbol
sorry.
From the eighth dimension.
It was me. I'm sorry.
Okay, which one of us is John Big Booty?
That's me.
I will be John Smallberries.
That's my favorite. Just the Apple.
You want to trade?
Yes, the Apple IIe list as they scroll down, and there's John Smallberries. I don't know.
John Yaya.
I swear to God, John Big Booty, you speak one more time.
Big Booty, Big Booty.
I still think that Buckaroo Banzai is the world that spins off Blade Runner and Alien, because that world was so messed up from like toxic waste, and they were already so ahead on the technological curve. That's where they made replicants. That's where like honestly, Buckaroo Banzai is where it starts, and then it all just kind of goes.
You know, Sean, that may be a panel we have to do. The movies that are the origin stories of other movies.
Of other movies, or how they all tie together. Yeah, because you read my document, so you know how many movies I've tied into Alien and all that stuff now. It's like, I have this document that's like all sorts of retro. I even got Sean Connery's Outland in there, because I'm like, why not? So
Joe, meanwhile, patiently...
let's do a thing. All right, here's pick number 2. Here's pick number 2 out of the Kiss Cup of Destiny, Josie and the Pussycats.
Ooh, that's a tough fight.
Well, now we got to discuss it.
All right, so are we talking... I was about to say, are we talking animated Josie or the live-action movie Josie?
I think an amalgam of the idea of Josie and the Pussycats.
Yeah, because
the platonic ideal of Josie and the Pussycats.
Yeah. The shadow on the cave of Josie and the Pussycats.
That's
right. Because
like
last week we took like Ralph's like entire like 60 years of being a Muppet into effect. So I think we would have to take all the iterations of Josie too, right?
Right.
Yeah. And especially if we throw in that Cartoon Network short, which was amazing, of Josie and the Pussycats through the years, where they did the different styles. Look that up on YouTube. It's a hoot.
Well, and I'm old because I just called something
a hoot.
I hate to say it, but the Riverdale version of Josie and the Pussycats is pretty rad too. So there's that to throw in as well.
Well, it's 3 different versions of Josie, and all we have is one version of the Hong Kong Cavaliers, and inarguably, that may be all we need.
Hey, it's got Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, Goldblum.
That's a good point.
Like, look, in Goldblum we trust and all, but do we trust him? Like, does Goldblum carry it, like, musically, when you compare to, say, Josie and the Pussycats, which have their self-titled song? You know, I mean, Josie and the Pussycats, that 60s sock hop bop is just awesome.
It slaps, as the kids say.
It really does. And then you have 3 Small Words, which I defy you to not like. I mean, 3 Small Words is still an amazing song, and it's 24 years old now, because that movie came out in 99, 2000.
Yeah,
around that,
yeah. So you're talking, it's 20 plus years old, and if you played that for somebody right now, I guarantee you they'd start because that is like a legitimately good song.
And before we even started the panel, I made this right there.
See, there you go. I love that. That's great.
Kay Hanley from Letters to Cleo on vocals, I believe.
That's correct.
Yes, it was. It was the Haley from Letters to Cleo. Yeah. And they actually, Letters to Cleo will play all the Josie and the Pussycat songs that they wrote for that album when they do their shows.
Oh,
so she'll actually do
that. Our good friend Kevin Eldridge, I believe, sees Letters to Cleo like once a year up in the Boston area.
Nice.
Yeah, they do a big
they're
Boston.
From there.
They do a big 3 nights in Boston every year.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Here and now?
Here and now.
Yeah, here. But yeah, their first album, the Aurora Borealis, I always love saying that album name. And they're like, did you say Aurora Borealis? I'm like, nope, that's not what I said. But my vote, I think, is Josie. I think Josie would take this one. As much as I love Buckaroo Banzai, I think they pulled against a really hard contender. That is a tough first round.
It is. And as far as we know, we just have one sample of Buckaroo Banzai's musical capability. We have tons of Josie and the Pussycat examples, and they're all pretty good.
They're all bangers.
So,
do you have a comment on either band?
Yeah, I love the Buckaroo Banzai movie, but my heart is always with an all-girl punky pop band.
Oh, yeah.
And I think the original 60s theme song is one of the best cartoon theme songs going. They went into outer space. I don't want to say the movie from around the turn of the century is underrated, because I think people have come around on that movie. I think that movie has become more appreciated, but that is a great movie. And like Lisa, the Riverdale version too. Like Josie and the Pussycats take this for me. They're an awesome concept of a band. I think they were kind of ahead of their time. There were not a lot of all-girl bands when Josie and the Pussycats originally came out in Archie Comics. It took another like 15 years for Beauty and the Beat by the Go-Go's to hit #1 on the charts. So Josie and the Pussycats take it.
Awesome.
And Lee
votes?
and
Lee and Sherman.
I definitely think it's going to be Josie and the Pussycats because you did have all-girl groups in the 60s, but rare was it that you had all-girl groups who played their own instruments. And it's such a timeless group and a timeless concept. And it proves that we seem to have a new iteration every few decades.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So and we have only had one iteration of Buckaroo Banzai. So I think just because there's so much staying power and they're a better band, it's gonna have to be Josie and the Pussycats.
So I'm thinking everybody is Josie and the Pussycats.
No.
Okay, Sherman.
Oh, Sherman.
Oh, Sherman.
Well, I was.
What is the status of your hand, Sherman?
My hands are both up. But I was exposed to the concept of an autodidactic polymath by Buckaroo Banzai. So he gets my vote because I'm literally the man I am today because of him. So
There you go.
No,
So
that's fair.
nepotism. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Wait till we get to Eddie and the Cruisers, Sean.
I remember that from last
If you
time.
want to talk nepotism.
I remember that from last time. I remember the Eddie and the Cruisers conversation. Yes,
Oh
I remember
gosh.
All right. But a previous question in the chat room: Spinal Tap and Death Clock are both in the Cup of Destiny.
Oh,
They,
definitely.
I believe, Death Clock won one of our tournaments.
Yes, they did.
Because when we first did it, we were just going to do one panel, and then we ended up doing an entire month because
Yes.
there were so many. And
Mhm.
Death Clock was one of our winners at one time. But
I think. Yeah.
I
No,
think.
they were. They were. I can
Yeah,
confirm.
okay.
They were.
All right.
Anywho's, back to this tournament. So Josie and the Pussycats wins.
Yay!
Yeah.
And I should have been doing this thing right here that I'm about to do.
Woo!
Right there.
Woo!
Okay, now we are drawing from the Kiss Cup for our next matchup. And that drawing is
Drawing.
The
the
drawing
Misfits.
The Misfits from
Sons of
Gem and
Better.
Holograms. Mhm.
Oh boy.
You know, for a second, I was about to throw a flag. I was like, wait a minute, the Misfits are a real band. And I was like, oh, we're talking
No.
Jim.
Glenn
Misfits.
Danzig is a human cartoon.
Right.
You are correct. An actual cartoon because he's been in a comic book.
True. I
An
urge
episode
you
of Aqua
if
Teen.
you've yes. I urge you to look up on YouTube Danzig's Evil Bricks. It is a true story about Glenn Danzig and his evil bricks. It is eye-opening.
Okay. Here is their opponent.
Okay.
The River Bottom Nightmare Band.
Oh,
God, it's gonna be last year
Villains.
all over again.
Muppets, Sean.
It is. It's gonna be last year all over again.
So it's the Misfits versus the
The
River
Muppets.
Bottom.
Oh, Nightmare Band.
I
Sean's face just says it all.
Muppets, like,
Concept.
no Muppets, okay? Like, they're too powerful. Like, all right, like,
No, but it's the same. Both bands are like the same concept.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
I mean,
How
yes,
does
I
that happen?
get.
Although the River Bottom Band did win their musical contest, so do they need to win here? They've already got a victory.
You know what?
But are they
Yes.
better?
Let's do an editorial mandate, and let's pull River Bottom Nightmare Band from the tournament.
Are we having an anti-Muppet bias?
I think so.
I mean, look, you can call it what you want to call it, but let's be fair. It like Muppets are like they're like seriously, they're like the nuclear weapon in this freaking contest.
Yeah.
Like they
They're too
destroy
powerful.
everybody.
They're too powerful.
River Bottom Nightmare Band has a fish in the band whose sole job is to spit water on the audience. How's anyone
Yes.
going to compete with that?
That's true. That is true.
And there is a literal
So-
snake. There is
So
an actual
let us-
snake in the band.
So we mentioned this last week, so we'll mention it again now. At DragonCon, we will be doing an all Muppet Sci-Fighters version of this. So any Muppets that get drawn, we will with pull because they're getting their own whole competition.
Yes.
Yeah.
Muppet on Muppet action.
Muppet on Muppet action.
I don't know the
And
action.
We will keep the
Good.
hand up your ass jokes to a minimum.
But like barely a minimum.
I mean,
Forward to
Be
the
real.
45
Let's
minutes
be
is Yoda
realistic
a
about
Muppet
it.
debate.
Yeah,
look,
the whole
I'm
panel
just
is like,
gonna
oh,
tell you the
stop
truth.
what we're doing.
It
Is
doesn't
Yoda
matter
Muppet.
because Yoda doesn't sing.
No, hold up, internet. I'm just going to tell you the truth, okay? Gary's talking about trying to keep the hand up the butt to a minimum. We all know he's lying. All right. So for those of you, anybody who's showing up for that hot, sweet Muppet butt action, show up, okay? Because it's going to happen. And if you
What
don't think it
happens
is, then you've not been to our shows before.
It's a naked Muppet, guys.
Come on, like, don't even like. Gary's fibbing, okay? Like, there's going to be Muppet butt action. It's just going to happen.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, their opponent.
So I got a
Their
Muppet
opponent.
and then
Bless
another
Joe
Muppet.
for trying to keep us on track. Like, just
Yeah.
Their
Yes.
opponent.
That's his
Yeah,
job.
We need to make a needlepoint for Gary that just says Muppet Buds.
Muppet Butts. The next song coming from the Salacious Crumbles.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Muppet butts.
Probably.
Ellen Aim and the Attackers.
Oh, that's not fair. Fuck you.
What brought that on?
Okay.
Oh. All right. Well, you see, I
You
was
have the
gonna,
floor.
I was gonna go Misfits, and I love the Misfits. They are the better band. They're my punk rock girls. They are amazing. But Ellen Aim and the Attackers from Streets of Fire sing songs by Jim Steinman, power rock like you've never heard. Amazing vocals. It's just, yeah, I completely forgot they were in this cup. I'm changing my vote of who's winning, and I'm voting for them because just that opening and closing of that movie with those two musical numbers by that band alone are worth watching the movie. The rest of the movie's
Everyone see
fantastic.
Streets of Fire.
I have
I
it
believe-
in multiple versions. Shout Factory keeps like, hey, we're running out of money. Let's do another version of Streets of Fire and get $60 out of Gary again.
The Defoe quotient we have to deal with, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, William Dafoe in one of his earliest best roles as a crazy man in leather hip waders.
So
I'm
he
not
was,
making that up.
so he was
No,
playing.
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
not.
yeah.
No, you're
He's
not.
playing himself.
Not
was
exactly
playing
a
himself.
surprise.
I'm something of a crazy man myself.
Yes. Okay,
So, yeah, I mean,
Streets of
but
Fire, by the way, is now streaming on Amazon Prime. Go watch it after the panel's over.
okay, so look, Gary, like I love Streets of Fire. Okay, like Streets of Fire is a great movie, but I take that as a total. Like the band on its own, it's only like 25% of the entire charm of that movie. Whereas the Misfits, every opening they take 50% of her like energy just from "We Are the Misfits," like they literally like push her off stage. And you know what? I also like the underdog a little bit, and they try hard, and you know what? Try harding goes a long way because that means that they're putting in the extra effort, the extra elbow grease, and they don't have a movie like Streets of Fire to give them bigger boost or Willem Dafoe's Crazy Faces.
True.
All they have is their
Well,
talent and their hairspray.
I can promise you that trying hard when you're in a musical act is very important. You don't want to be one of those people who doesn't try.
Although Ellen Aim and the Attackers never had a toy line.
True.
That
Well,
should
the
mean that
Misfits-
again,
The
better
Misfits
marketing.
didn't know they had a toy line.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's true. That's fair enough. Yes.
Kevin?
Okay.
Everyone is making very like well thought out salient points, but I'm going to go with the Misfits solely based on their eye makeup game.
True. It is very
Up
80s
to
strong.
110%. Absolutely. Their eye
Mhm.
makeup game is on point.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I love the Misfits. I think they're fantastic. It's just my heart belongs to Ellen.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. Then you go, but, and there's no but. It's the Misfits. Like I hate to come down against you on this one, Gary, but it's the Misfits, bud. Like the Misfits are going to win this. Like, and they're going to win it well. They have earned this. Jim has kept them out of the spotlight long enough.
I always just wanted to see the tour of the Misfits with the opening act of Cold Slither.
Oh
Yeah.
You see, now that if they would have had both of if Joe would have pulled Cold Slither versus the Misfits, I think we would have all had like a collective meltdown.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's no choosing between those two.
Or Barbie and the Rockers.
No, they're
no,
posers.
no.
They're posers.
That's me. That's
If it
not
was
fair.
Cold Slither or the Misfits, they would beat they would literally beat the living hell out of Barbie.
Oh, yeah.
Like they would curb stomp them.
I know this
I
is
guess we
hard,
should
Gary,
vote.
but with great power as a judge comes great responsibility.
Yes.
It does. It does.
And I'm glad you told me that, because now I know. And knowing is half the
It's
battle.
battle. Lord.
Okay, so votes for the Misfits. 3.
Yes.
That's 3, and then Sherman. So yeah, there you go, 4.
Ellen Aim and the Attackers. Gary, I
have 2 hands, so I have 2 votes.
One's a Muppet.
Naked Muppet says justice for Ellen.
You know, if you actually have like an animal Muppet like show up right there, and he's like, I vote for, like, I would give it to you. actually.
Ellen,
Like,
Ellen.
if you would, Ellen, I would actually give like Gary an extra vote for animal popping out.
Ellen! Ellen! Give me Ellen!
It's a good hustle.
Okay,
Buddy.
2 competitions down in the first round. We only have 6 more of these before we get to round 2.
Oh, God.
Yeah, but remember the second round and the rest
It
of
goes
them move
faster.
real quick. They go way
It goes
faster.
fast.
Yeah.
Oh, Gary's sad.
Okay, speaking of
Gary's sad.
girl groups,
Gary
and
sad.
Gary being sad. Right here is the next competitor are the Hex Girls.
Hex
boy.
Girl!
Is that from
I'm a
Scooby-Doo?
We're getting
Yeah.
that was from Scooby-Doo.
Yep.
Scooby-Doo and the Witch something.
The Hex Girls are actually in 3 Scooby-Doo movies. And one of the Hex Girls is Jane Weedlin. So I feel like maybe we got a ringer.
Mm.
Well, as far as
All
Kevin,
right, so
maybe,
Hex
like-
Girl and another punk band.
Yeah.
Another all-girl punk band. We're
It's
getting a
super
theme
punk heavy.
out of the cup. And who are their opponents, Joe?
Their opponents are
Dr. Teeth and Electric Mayhem. No.
Oh, God.
Ejected.
okay.
Did you actually pull Dr. Teeth?
I did not. But
Okay.
okay. Their opponents are formerly known as Sonic Death Monkey, formerly known as the Kathleen Turner Overdrive, currently known as Barry Jive and the Uptown Five from High Fidelity. That is
Oh,
the
gosh.
longest piece of paper.
Yep.
Jack Black singing Let's Get It On at the end of High Fidelity. So the Hex Girls against Barry Jive and the Uptown Five.
Okay, so I'm going to be honest here. I do not remember the Hex
Soon to
Girls
be
at
known as Kathleen Turner Overdrive. I stand corrected.
all. I do not remember the Hex Girls at all. Like,
Oh,
at all.
wow.
At all. I don't remember them. I remember Jack Black and his revolving name of band in High Fidelity. So my question is this, and you guys might know more. Did the Hex Girls have more than one like performance in their 3 appearances? I kind of want to give it to them just based on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they-
I'm a swing vote here. So swing me. Like what are we thinking?
Okay.
I mean, they also had the Hex Girls had original songs, like a few, I think. I know they did. I think they did a cover of "I Put a Spell on You,"
Sure.
but I think,
Of course,
they had a couple of originals versus Jack Black singing one song with some unnamed band members or
that is true.
vaguely named band members from High Fidelity, which is a great movie and a great movie about music, but
Right.
I gotta give it to the Hex Girls just because they have more. There's more to go off of, and it's not just one cover.
Right. It's kind of like my same argument with Streets of Fire, right? Like it's kind of like I really like the movie, but does that pull the band with it? And like I really like High Fidelity, and I really like. I mean, Jack Black is amazing in that, but it's just one performance. So I mean, yeah, I'm kind of following with you on that one, Lee.
Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost, Scooby-Doo and Legend of the Vampire, and then episodes of What's New Scooby-Doo and Scooby-Doo and Guess Who.
Yeah, I only know about this group because my kids watch kind of more recent Scooby-Doo iterations.
Yeah.
And I think they're a lot of fun. The Jack Black thing, like High Fidelity is one of those rare kind of like movies, and especially the book. I actually do attribute it to making me a better person because it pointed out a lot of the ways that I was a shithead when I was in like my early 20s. But they, they come out.
Look, your early 20s.
I'm a shithead in much different ways now. They come out, they do kind of like a
your early 20s are all about being not a shithead anymore.
Yeah.
Trying not
being
to.
Like a subpar Marvin Gaye cover. So like the Hex Girls take this for me. Like the Hex Girls are probably not going to go further than this one round, but I'm going to take them over Barry Jive.
Yeah, for
and
me,
I just Googled them and I just noticed that they were also eco punk. So they were like Save the Planet punk. So
yes,
I give a little more edge on that. Yeah.
For me, they're like it's kind of like comparing the Sex Pistols to the Kinks between them and the Misfits.
Yeah. The thing is,
they're very much they're another pop punk all girl band, but they kick ass.
Once again,
they're a little more polished than the Misfits.
Yeah. Both of these bands new to the competition this year, but they're not new at all. High Fidelity is a 20-year-old movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And, the Misfits have been in the cup for a while.
Yes, they have.
But we're not talking about the Misfits right now.
You know what we mean.
Yes.
But Jane Whelan's character, Jane Whelan's member of the Hex Girls, her name is Thorn. So I feel like I would vote for her just for that reason. But okay, Hex Girls. Hex Girls, go.
Herman, what is the state of your hand?
My hands are up.
All right.
I will vote for the Hex Girls. Yeah, sure, why not?
I'm going to like email you like a shitty USB camera. So like,
sometimes it's like if both bands are playing in my town on the same night, who am I going to go see? I'm going to go see the Hex Girls.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Sherman, you're a tech guy. Go print yourself a 3D print yourself a camera.
Come on.
My other laptop has a camera on it. This is my work laptop. I'm working with my work laptop.
He is working. And
you're working while doing this? Nice.
Your check is in the mail. Okay, now the final competition in the Monkeys bracket shall be as follows. Sister Mary Clarence and the St. Catherine's Choir.
Oh
Hey.
yeah. Oh, that's like a Muhammad Ali like heavyweight.
Hey.
That's from Sister Act.
Straight out of Scranton, Pennsylvania.
No.
Oh gosh.
Scrantonicity.
Oh
no. Tranticity?
Scrantonicity.
no.
Kevin from the Office.
Kevin
from the Office's Police cover band.
This is two new competitors.
Yeah,
it is. And as we've always said, every bracket, first round bracket, always has a sacrifice. There's no way that Scrantonicity is surviving Sister Mary Clarence. And
no, they're too good.
And
The
even
harmonies are too tight. The harmonies are too tight.
They bring 60s pop and the Lord together. What did Scrantonicity do? Like promote paper.
They bring in both the noise and the funk.
But only after like work Monday through Friday.
Mhm.
So
Man,
on the weekends, not so much.
And even this was like Kevin's one bit of success in 30 seasons of The Office. And even he wasn't that successful with it because he joined a new band called Scrantonicity 2, and they just did covers of just one album by the Police. I love it's just top notch. No.
Yeah.
There are other bands on The Office that are not in here because I forgot to put them in. But
You
somebody
forgot.
suggested
No, you wanted
Scrantonicity.
Scrantonicity. You wanted Scrantonicity in here. You were like, yes.
Scrantonicity.
Yeah, that was like that was maybe the most painful sacrificial lamb I think we've had like to date. Like that was
Are we even voting, or is it just a foregone conclusion?
Sister Mary Catherine.
yeah. So, yeah. I
Scrantonicity.
could have sworn it was Sister Mary Clarence though, wasn't it?
I put my
It's
faith
Sister
in him.
Mary Clarence.
Yeah, it's Sister
What?
Mary
Joe got
Clarence.
something wrong?
Oh, ouch. Look, I fixed
Yes. Dolores Van Cartier's nun name was Sister Mary Clarence.
Kitty.
It's Obes.
I'm sorry, I thought that was a nun joke for a second. I didn't catch Lee's cat until like the very end. I was like, oh, okay. Like it's like what? Like,
What I'm very happy about is that when I make the playlist, and surprise, I didn't have time to make the solo artist playlist yet. I'm gonna, but when I make the playlist, one of those is gonna be Scrantonicity, and Kevin with his bowl of chili and his shoes made out of a shoebox.
While you all wait for Joe to make the playlist, I have a Spotify playlist I made after last year's.
Yes, you did.
Called "This Is an Imaginary Band, Aren't They All?"
Nice.
I
Nice.
have to go favorite it.
That's been my drive time playlist for like the last month.
love it.
No, I have to go favorite it now.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Hangman's joke definitely needs to go in the cup next time.
Oh, they're in there.
Okay. Good.
Because it can't rain all the time.
Nope.
Okay, here we go. Now we're in the Kiss bracket.
Yes.
Yay!
Bracket
And
number
nobody.
2.
It looks like nobody in the audience got the joke that Gary and I just went on. Like Lee got it, but
And the first competitor in the Kiss bracket, appropriately, I believe,
it's Kiss.
Wyld Stallynz.
God. Not again.
I loved when we did this that one year, and all the different Wyld Stallynz cosplayers came to the panel. It was glorious.
Because there was one guy that every time anyone would say the word, he's like in the second or third row, he would stand up and do the air guitar. It was
Yes.
solid
Oh my
gold.
gosh.
One of the reasons why Lee should come to Dragon Con, because it's great.
I know.
Their opponents.
I've only ever been once, and I didn't have a great time, unfortunately. So I'm looking to
Aw.
rectify it.
Yes,
here's
we
the
must.
thing. Lee, when you went and didn't have a great time, you weren't hanging out with these guys.
I know.
That's
I will
that's the
try.
Your mileage may vary.
Wyld Stallynz. Okay.
Hey.
Whoa. Like this is like the first year where I'm going to have a lot more free time because of the way we're setting up our booth. So it's like,
Nice.
yeah, like what up?
So Sean gets to be on more panels next year.
Or at least I get to
Yay.
sleep in a little bit. One of the two. So
Sleep.
Neither.
Wait, sleep
Neither.
at Dragon Con? Nobody sleeps at Dragon Con.
yeah, no.
Nobody-
Sleep
okay,
has
but
been
speaking of not
Yes.
sleeping, the
Oh,
Wyld Stallynz opponent is from the Big Lebowski Autobahn.
Oh,
Oh,
say what you will about the
boy.
tenets of National Socialism, but at least it's an ethos.
you know, I would have really preferred to have seen Autobahn go against Scrantonicity. I think that would have been a hilarious argument to have.
Yep.
Because there's no way Autobahn's beating Wyld Stallynz. I'm
No.
sorry.
No,
That's just not
No,
happening.
they're not.
It's too bad because I like the stuff that Autobahn is parodying more than the stuff that Wyld Stallynz is parodying.
Right.
Like one of the best shows I saw last year was Kraftwerk. But yeah, Wyld Stallynz are going to take
Yes, it's Wyld Stallynz.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wow.
we could make an argument for it, but my love of Bill and Ted and the arguments therein are long and extraordinarily nuanced. And when we get to an actual fight, I will be glad to pull out those gloves. But I not against Autobahn. Like that's just not even.
Yeah. Autobahn is cool, and they will probably actually enjoy this loss. Man, we would have gone all the way if it hadn't been for those Wyld Stallynz.
If it wasn't for that horse, I wouldn't have spent that year in college.
Yep.
I don't even know why you're putting up the verses because Wyld Stallynz wins.
Wait.
Does anybody have anything else to say in favor of Autobahn before they crash?
Hang on. I gotta spell
That
wins.
pun.
I gotta spell
Gary, how
wins
dare
correctly.
you.
Hang on.
Correct. Of course, you have to spell it correctly.
When
There you go.
Maud Lebowski is watching the porn film in The Big Lebowski that one of the Autobahn guys is in and turns to Jeff Lebowski and goes, "The writing is atrocious." Like that's one of my favorite.
It's true. I
The
mean,
writing is ludicrous.
Okay, Wyld Stallynz wins their first
Hey.
round matchup. Now,
Crash
up next, I believe this is another new band, new to the Kiss Cup of Destiny this year. From the movie Freaky Friday, Pink Slip.
Okay.
All right.
This is the Jamie Lee Curtis.
Mhm.
And the
Freaky
Lindsay
Friday.
Lohan
Lindsay
one. Yeah.
Lohan. Yeah.
The Lohan Curtis masterpiece.
Look,
You know,
Jodie
when
Foster,
Lohan was-
GTFO.
Yeah. When Lohan was trying to do her little musical career, where she was like, "I'm gonna be a musician too," but she actually had a couple, like in real life.
She
I think
had a
Lohan
few.
actually
She
did
had, like,
a few.
She had like the one album, I think. But yeah.
But I think
Contrary
she
to
tried.
popular belief, she's actually pretty talented.
No, I mean, like as
Well,
far as an
no.
actress goes, definitely. But as far as a musician, I've never. I think she's had a couple of charted hits, but they've never been stuff that I've jumped in on. Like,
They
Yeah.
came up a few days ago, oddly enough, when I was driving on Sirius XM's Wonderland channel
Mm,
of one
which
hit
is
wonders.
all one hit wonders.
Yeah, and that's my stuff. But Lindsay Lohan came up, and that was it's not bad. It's
Hmm.
you know,
I mean, it's band
you know,
pop, but it's
look.
not that catchy.
look, it's no Jamie Lynn Spears. I don't know.
I would have gone Paris Hilton, but okay, fair enough.
It's no.
Look,
All
that,
right. So who
that
is,
I'd like to
who
be
is
you
the-
for a day song from the original Freaky Friday is
Mm, true.
Nice.
Who are their competitors, Joe?
Oh, right, we don't even know who they're fighting. So
Okay.
It's Pink Slip versus nobody.
They get a bye. Let's see.
didn't we do that for one of the competitions? Didn't somebody get a buy?
We've done it once or twice.
Yeah, somebody got a
My
buy.
f- The best one being when Sarah McLachlan charged into the Nicolas Cage
Oh,
match.
that will never be taught. And of course, that led to her being in a Super Bowl commercial this year. Naturally,
You're
That
welcome.
Super Bowl commercial was so damn funny.
great. Okay, so here we go. Their Pink Slip's opponent is Sexual Chocolate. Jackson Heights' own Randy Watson.
Sexual chocolate. There is no. We had this argument last week when we talked about Arsenio Hall being what's his name?
Chunky A.
Lucky A, yeah.
Chunky
And I
A,
was-
yeah.
And I almost gave it to him, but then somebody went way too much on trying to defend him, and I was like, nope. Sexual chocolate, though, I will fight for because even though no original song. Wait, am I voting for him just because I love Coming to America and I love It's So Stupid? Yes, that's why I'm doing it.
There's also the if both bands are playing in my town on the same night, who am I going to go see? I'm going to go see
Yeah, if
Sexual
I go
Chocolate.
see
Yeah.
Stop for Sexual Chocolate, I'm going to go see Sexual Chocolate. Yes.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. I am absolutely going to go see Sexual Chocolate. I'm going to see
Yeah,
a band.
Yeah,
based on Kevin's criteria right there. Like, absolutely, yes.
I believe the children are our future.
I gotta dip me a little something in the sexual chocolate.
And I'm gonna be in the audience, and I'm gonna be like that old man. I'm just gonna be like,
you had to go there, Gary.
Yes, I live there. Okay.
That's why we know that the puppet panel is just going to be full of puppet butt jokes.
Dipped in sexual
Puppet
chocolate.
Butt is actually the my college indie ragtime band.
Oh. $1 to the Dragon Con charity for every puppet butt.
Yes, please. If you want to make it, that'll cost you.
Yeah.
If I come, I will bring the jar for it.
Honestly,
Okay,
you should put that in the description, which should be with 100% more puppet butt jokes, and like charge for every person.
That could be one of our. That could be one of our badge ribbons this year. Puppet butt jokes.
Puppet butt
Just
jokes.
that just says
Puppetry
puppet
track.
butt jokes.
The puppetry
Will come
track
after
needs
us.
to hire us. Why are we are giving them so much material, ladies and gentlemen?
Call us.
Pink
We have
slip.
on Masters panel.
Okay, we're voting. Pink slip
Pink gets the slip.
and sexual chocolate.
Yes.
Sherman, what is the state of your hand?
They're both up, and I said yes for.
You did say yes.
Yay!
Sexual chocolate wins because
I also voted for sexual chocolate.
Yep. You
sexual
got it
chocolate
all
wins.
chocolatey up in here.
Sexual chocolate wins because, as we know, that boy's good.
That boy good. That boy good.
I don't know about y'all, but it feels a little steamy.
I wonder if they get the Reverend to open up for them, though, right? Where he's
Oh yeah.
where Arsenio's doing the. We're
Oh,
gonna
well,
the Lord gave us music.
Lord.
Bring you the booties.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Our next
Next,
this is
from
the third one in the third bracket, yeah?
yes,
Third one in the bracket?
third
Okay.
match, Kiss bracket. Up next, from A Mighty Wind, the legendary duo Mitch and Mickey.
All right.
Mm.
Okay.
All right. I like
Soggy
them.
Bottom
I
Boys,
like
right?
them.
They're going up against the Soggy Bottom Boys. Is that what I'm hearing?
We'll see what happens.
If karma, fate has anything to do with it, yes, and then they're going to get completely trounced because it's Soggy Bottom Boys.
Right.
I kind of want to hear Mitch and Mickey summon Mr. Crackish now, though.
Yeah.
Mm.
Their opponents, ladies and gentlemen, the Fabulous Stains.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Is it?
Yeah, Diane Lane.
Diane Lane,
I like
who
it.
I think was also in Ellen Aim and the Attackers.
Yes, Streets of
Yes,
Fire,
yes.
yes.
Streets of Fire
This
making a
is-
stealth comeback.
Well, this is like the so Diane Lane is all in both brackets. Well, she's always defeated in the one, but
Are we sure Diane Lane isn't a Muppet?
She should
Yes.
stay in her lane. Please.
stay in her lane.
Superman's mom, a Muppet. She's in multiple movies.
Eugene Levy and Catherine O'Hara are like two of the greatest performers
They are.
in
Mhm.
all of history. And the Mitch and Mickey songs that are on the Mighty Wind soundtrack are like legitimately good. I think.
Yeah, they are.
Mhm.
We don't hear
So-
enough auto harp.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they're the best thing about that Mighty Wind movie too. I think.
Yeah,
Like, it
Sure.
I
really-
mean,
Yeah.
Mitch and Mickey are like hilarious.
So
Mhm.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to go with Mitch and Mickey on this. Much as I love the Fabulous Stains.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, like, yeah, Mitch and Mickey, they get in for almost the exact same reason that Sexual Chocolate gets in. They just make you smile from the humor of what they're doing. But at least Mitch and Mickey actually like had some serious, like, okay, we're gonna like put on a performance. Whereas the inside joke, of course, is that Sexual Chocolate is just it just makes you laugh. So yeah, no, definitely Mitch and Mickey.
So the Fabulous
Yeah.
Stains were another.
I
The Fabulous Stains were another punk girl group, which are populating the tournament this time. That is
yeah, indeed, but
a
sadly,
one-
I just can't go against Catherine O'Hara. I have had a crush
Yeah.
on her since I knew she existed.
For
If
me,
you-
that would
if
be
She's the
Beetlejuice.
best.
If you
Yeah,
count,
It's
I'd say she's a
SCTV, but
national
yes.
treasure, but she's Canadian.
Yes.
Well,
She's a continental treasure.
she's another nation's treasure,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
we have
She's-
rated.
She's still a
If you
national
count-
treasure.
if
She's
you
just
count
not
Josie
our
and the
national.
Pussycats, That's 5 girl punk pop groups.
And so far, we've had 2 go forward, right? We've had
Yeah.
the Misfits and Josie, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah. The
Okay,
girl punk
so
group is going through. Like,
are you ready to vote Mitch and Mickey and the Fabulous Stains?
Oh,
Mitch and Mickey.
Oh,
Mitch and Mickey.
Mitch and Mickey.
Mitch and Mickey.
Mitch and Mickey.
Mitch and Mickey wins.
We're doing sweeps tonight, man. Like we're sweeping.
I don't know if it'll last, but
Yeah, we haven't really had
Well,
a lot
it's
of
going to
conflict
be
yet.
an ugly. It's going to be an
Second round.
ugly second round.
Well, that's true. Yes.
likely.
But that's
And
okay. That's what we're here for.
The final 2 names coming out of the Kiss Cup
Okay.
are as follows.
Mm-hmm.
That is blank somehow.
I don't like them. They suck.
Blank in the blanks.
The
Yes.
blank
in the
and the
blank.
blank and the blank.
There's just no substance, you know?
Really, it's almost like they're not even there. Like they're produced. Their sound doesn't have any production value. You know, you can't even tell if they're playing their instruments. The vocals are non-existent.
You can
There's
see
just a
right through
feeling.
them.
There's just
Yeah.
nothing in it.
Honest to God, it's a gimmick, and I see right through it.
Their music's too airy for me.
Yep. You know what, Gary? You should have went up that erudite. That would have been.
Tessie and the Rippers.
Oh,
boy.
okay.
Rippers. Okay.
Full House bands.
Straight from Full House, and their opponent is. Oh no. Their opponent are Timmy and the Lords of the Underworld.
Okay, look, all seriousness, guys. If we don't vote for Timmy and the Lords of the Underworld, we are bad people. Okay. You can't. You gotta let Timmy through at least the first round, or like they're going to tell us that we're ableist. Okay, like you gotta let Timmy into the second round. Like you have to. Like okay, pause the show. We're not live anymore. Okay, we're not live. Okay, seriously, like you can't let that happen, right? Like no, because then we're gonna have all the Timmy fans show up and they're just gonna yell Timmy at us and whatnot. No, you gotta throw them other ones on the no.
They're also a lot more fun than Jesse and the Rippers.
They are.
They are more fun.
Yeah.
I forget. Now,
Jesse and the Rippers are just the Beach Boys, isn't it?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
the Beach Boys cover
Pretty
band.
much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Root canals are a lot more fun than Jesse and the Rippers.
But
Anti-Stamos bias
Damn.
coming out.
Woo.
that was coming out. But do I remember correctly? Didn't Timmy and the Lords of the Underworld at one point help Cartman summon Cthulhu?
Yeah.
Didn't that
Probably.
happen?
It sounds
Which
correct.
means they're perfect for summoning Musta Krakish.
Yes, exactly.
Oh man, that flock like team up
Yeah.
because they wouldn't kill Timmy. They'd kill the rest of the Lords of the Underworld, but they'd keep Timmy alive.
Yeah. Timmy!
Yeah. Timmy!
And I note that we have a X and the X as our theme here.
Ah, yeah.
It is, yeah. Yeah. I mean, just Jesse and it's the Beach Boys, man. It's just the Beach Boys.
Beach Boys.
I mean, did they do a fun
I
cover
mean-
of Kokomo? Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
but-
Kokomo. I was gonna say Kokomo is fine,
Ah,
but
Kokomo it's fine.
it's fine.
right.
fine.
But like Trey and Parker or Trey Stone, Parker and Stone actually like made like a Timmy song where it's literally Timmy.
And then they went on to write the
Right,
Book of Mormon. Need I say more?
Exactly.
Well,
yeah.
and again, it's that idea of like a cover band versus like covers versus original. Like
Right.
Jesse and the Rippers did like a couple originals that weren't very good, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
But then you had Timmy. I can't vote against Timmy. That's not okay.
At least not with Jesse and the Rippers.
Right.
You know, you
If
get
it
Wild
was Teenage
Stallions in the
Mutant
mix,
Ninja Turtles,
maybe.
you better believe that I would be fighting tooth and nail.
Right.
But it's Jesse and the Rippers.
It is, right? Like it's like, come
Yeah.
on, man. Like John Stamos don't need no help from anybody. Like what? Like F John Stamos,
No, he's
man.
fine.
Yeah,
He's fine.
He's
You know,
fine.
Timmy.
fine.
Even though, man, wouldn't it be great if like Timmy and Jimmy did that freaking They Live fight as a piece in the middle of one of the songs? Like 8 minutes of them just beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
There's just more nuanced material in Timmy and the Lords of the Underworld versus anything Jesse and the Rippers has ever done.
Look, if this were a bracket measuring whose hair is the most feathered like a great majestic bird, then Stamos has taken it.
Yes.
Ooh.
True.
Can we
But
do
I'm
one
not
of those
doing that.
Kevin
brackets?
is
Can we
coming
do
in with the burns tonight.
seriously though? Like, I want to now, Joe. Can we do like a American Sci-Fi Classics best feathered hair like division
Best
of
80s
just
hair.
and like we just do like a hair? Oh, we need to do that and like just
Well,
A hair division.
Well, we did do the Sci-Fighters with righteous mullet, so
right. Like we but just like do feathered like just
What
the
if we
best
do
hair.
like a mullet
All right,
tournament?
but how do we keep Flock of Seagulls from running away with the whole thing?
Well, they have to be in some kind of sci-fi. So like Leah Thompson could get in for Cherry Bomb because of Howard the Duck, but I don't think Flock of Seagulls was ever really in a sci-fi movie.
And look, guys, look. No matter what you have to say about the band, they're just a flock of seagulls. They never made it to be the flock.
That does imply that there are other possibly superior flocks
Thank you.
out there.
Like who is the seagull commander?
Jonathan Livingston.
The guy with
Sir, that is a literary reference, sir. That is not. I am sorry, sir, but
okay. So
okay, here we go. Well,
who
Sherman
will lead the flock of seagulls?
Sherman
will be the winner
himself.
of the. Will be the whoever wins the feathered hair competition will be the leader of all the flock of seagulls. That should be the rule.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we are voting Jesse, the Rippers, versus Timmy and the Lords of the Underworld.
Timmy.
Timmy.
Another clean sweep.
Oh boy.
All right.
We gotta start recruiting more contrarians.
Normally we had but come on, some of these are just slam dunks.
Yeah, again, Jesse and the Rippers are fine. But if fine is all you can say.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
here
never
we
really
go.
watched Full House anymore.
Now let's go back to the Monkeys bracket for the final four. First up, Josie and the Pussycats against the Misfits.
No, this is not okay.
Now, this is basically almost Jim versus the Misfits as far as like
brutal.
That's brutal. This is almost the fight we were rooting for last time.
So if we're going by the logic we went last time with Josie and the Pussycats and the fact that there are multiple iterations through decades and all of them slap, and there's one iteration of the Misfits, I think for me, Josie kind of takes it because there's a lot more staying power.
Yeah. I mean, the Misfits have a lot
more
songs.
material.
Yeah.
I mean, the Misfits did have a lot of songs. Go ahead, Gary. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I'm going to say the Misfits are a great punk girl band.
Yeah.
Whereas Josie is a better band. I mean,
Yeah.
they're a pop band, but they're a better band.
Now, going by the who would I want to see in concert, that would be tough. If they were both playing at a festival, it would be tough to choose between seeing the Misfits and seeing Josie. And
You would do that thing where you're standing in that mid area trying to hear them both at the same time and not hear either.
Torture.
However,
it's funny because Josie and the Pussycats would be better, but the Misfits would be more amusing.
Yeah.
Not to
it's a better live show. Like the Misfits is a better live show, but Josie is what you want on a road trip, right? Like it's two different.
And let's be fair, right? Like the Misfits literally would probably tear up the stage. Like they're going to if you're going for like that punk aesthetic, and let's be fair, we both called them punk bands. Like the Misfits are going to bring a harder glam punk aesthetic, and they're going to tear shit. Like there are people going to have bloody noses, and if that's what you're going for,
there's gonna be a pit
at Woodstock '94, like
right. And then afterwards, like the Misfits are going to grab all the hot men from like the girls, and they're just going to drag them into the back, and like they're going to go like kiss on those guys, and you know, like their shriveled up bodies will be dehydrated.
The stage is going to be on fire at one point.
Yes.
Yeah. There's going to be an exploded amp. There will definitely be an exploded amp.
Right.
I just had a flash of like Misfits fans getting like really obnoxious, like Fish fans being like, "You don't listen to the records. You got to see them live."
I can see that.
This is the thing that I think pulls it for me, which is I always come back to the fact that I love the theme song to Josie and the Pussycats from like the original cartoon. and three small words. It's just so good.
There's more
Like-
like Misfits is the better show, but Josie is more staying power. Again,
Yeah.
there's a reason
This
why
is a
every
hard
few
one, man.
decades we get a new iteration. Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
Josie
I
and the
gotta
Pussycats-
give it to Josie.
This is. I have
gotta.
changed my vote in my head like 4 times already.
yeah.
This is one thing that's going to tip the vote for me. Josie and the Pussycats were never featured with robotics, so it's it's the Misfits for me.
Okay.
I hear you, Sherman. It's just for me, the Misfits aren't even the best band called the Misfits.
Well, that's
So
Well, that's true. Having seen the Misfits live, like, yeah, man, and you're right.
and the
Like-
other thing, and I know this is a little like kind of like in kind of like low blow territory, but the Misfits also all look exactly alike. They all look like 80s heroin chic, like with just different makeup on. You know, they're all white with like their super teased up hair. Like the Pussycats, every one of them has like their own personality. You know, like they come from
Yeah.
various backgrounds. Like they bring a
Well-
personality with each character.
And the
And at
Pussycats.
this point, for me, it's about who I would actually like want to songwrite with, and it would not be the Misfits because they would be really
that's
annoying, and
They
we'd
would
never
be.
get anything done. So,
And
Now,
they probably try to
Josie
steal
and the
credit for the
Pussycats,
songs.
though, here's what swings the vote for me. Which band has a tambourine? And that is Josie and the Pussycats.
Yeah.
well, that's
So-
true.
Yes,
And
for
Rosemary
me,
has
it's-
long tails and ears
Yeah.
for hats.
That's
See,
indeed,
I
that's-
will listen. I will listen to Josie and the Pussycats on the way to and the way home from the show, but I'm going to the Misfits show for the spectacle alone. Oh, and there's a Laura.
Yeah, she was going to take the dog outside, so I was going to mute it so you didn't hear the door. But yeah, there's Laura. They said hi, Laura.
hi.
While,
She, look,
while Gary is being taken by ambulance away from the Misfits show,
yeah, dude. Like,
Josie and the Pussycats on his.
No, look,
Giant
I would
foot.
want to see a Misfit show. Like somebody would probably like eat a symbol or some shit like that. But like, I just
You guys are
Yeah.
talking like this cartoon band is Gigi Allen and the Murder Junkies.
but at the same time, like, but here's the thing. But if we're talking about who do we want to go see live, Lee's making a really good case for why I'd want to go see the Misfits live.
Yeah.
Because I want to see somebody get clocked in the face with a symbol. Like,
right,
Oh, yeah.
right.
Like,
You
I
want to
just
see
wanna
it. You want to see somebody just take.
Oh,
a
and
symbol
here's the other thing is,
bam.
you know, the Misfits have set up an RFID reader and they're scamming everybody's money out of their
Every
wallet.
single.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
everybody gets scammed. Yeah,
You know, they're making mint. Plus, their $40 T-shirts that cost them $6.
So yeah, I think Lee nailed it right on the head, which is go to the Misfits live show, but Josie and the Pussycats wins the contest.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's the
let's
way I'm-
vote.
that's the way I'm heading.
Josie.
Josie.
Okay.
Misfits.
Josie wins.
Misfits.
3-2 though. That was a
3-2.
split decision. There you go.
Yeah.
I've said it before and I'll say it again.
What the
Democracy
heck was
system
that?
Does not work.
It wasn't me.
Nope.
That sounded like somebody was about to start like the beginning of Baywatch or something in the background. Like, did that not
Josie
sound like the
into
first,
the
like-
Pussycats there, Joe?
Oh my God! I made a typo.
See the Pussycats.
Josie and the
That
Pussycats.
is literally my job is to not make typos.
You
That was
gotta-
one
you
of my
gotta
cats
try
knocked
it
something
tonight,
over.
Joe.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Probably
My
because
literal
they
day
were
job
excited
that I
about
feed
Josie
my family
taking
with
the
is not making the mistake I just made.
Soup for your family.
Yep.
The editor needs an editor.
Who
We'll
edits
edit the editor.
Okay, now we have okay, that's Josie going into the next round.
Yes.
Up next, the Hex Girls against Sister Mary Clarence.
Okay, so that's kind of
that's not a
fitting.
contest. I'm
See,
very
that-
sorry, Hex Girls, but you're not winning.
No, it's just like the sister is coming with an exorcist.
Yeah.
Yes, they will
Ooh.
break the hex.
You know what though?
Mm.
If this was a Scott Pilgrim like fight where like Sister Mary Clarence and the nuns are on one side and the Hex Girls are on the other, like that could be an epic like band off.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
Jesus
that's
versus the
true.
devil. Like literally like you like I'd show up to that
Yeah,
Battle of the Bands
it's
concert.
literally God versus the devil for the soul of rock and roll.
That would be an amazing concert, and I would vote for both of them if I could in that instance. Like, no doubt, I would totally show up for both of them. Oh man, that would be such a like seriously, can you imagine like just badass gospel driven 60s covers versus just, you know,
Devil music.
hex devil pop punk whatever aesthetic. Oh my god.
They actually have magical ability, probably straight from Satan. But I mean, as far as the nuns of St. Catherine's are concerned.
on paper, the Hex Girls are more what I like, but you know, those nuns are not to be denied. I like it, despite my bias against Christian rock. I'm like, it's
not Winger.
I think they're taking it. It's not,
It's not
Striper.
definitely not Winger. But no, but I mean,
Striper, not Winger.
Yeah, Winger does not believe in God.
I thought he said Winger, and I was like, it's not Winger. But no, but I mean, like, you know, like Kathy the Genie is just.
To be fair, I do not know the spiritual leanings of the band Winger, Kip Winger, or his bandmates. But let me just say, I'm so glad that I got to say the name Kip Winger on the podcast.
Yeah, it was going along well until Joe got out the Kip Winger.
Oh boy.
Indeed.
You know, as much as
Hey, you have to pay extra for the Kip Winger.
Yeah, for the Kip Winger, exactly. All right, so
yeah, I'm kind of with Kevin. As much as I want to root for and listen, and would probably listen to the Hex Girls, I think they're great, but you just can't compete with those pipes of those nuns.
Nope.
I've got
And
Jewish
the energy.
ancestors turning in their grave, but I'm gonna go for Sister Mary Clarence.
All right,
I did
Sean?
just look up on answers.com, is Kip Winger a Christian? And it says that he has never talked about having religion before. So
Oh boy.
There we go.
This is going to become a panel. I'm sorry, my bad, guys. Like I did not realize I put the Winger door
Is
accident. I'm sorry
a Christian.
because I misheard something. I'm sorry. That was my bad.
Okay, so Sister Mary Clarence, I believe we got a winner.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, Sherman?
Yes, I'll go with
Okay.
that one. Yeah, sure.
All right. It's a sweep.
He's like, yeah, sure, whatever. I don't care.
It must be dusty in here because we are sweeping.
Speaking of which, if you have Amazon Prime, go look up the new show that just came out. It's actually from Spain, but they've done dubbing on it, and it's called No Trace, and it's about these women who are cleaning up a rich lady's house, and they find her dead body, and they accidentally, while running away, get stuck with a giant bag of money, and like the Russian mob is after them now, laughing my butt off, like.
Okay.
So yeah, there you go. No Trace.
Recommendation?
Yeah, because everybody knows the hilarity of the Russian mob.
Dude,
so
watch the first 2 episodes and come back to me, okay?
All right, there's Sean's recommendation of the week. Now we're up to the next match. Now we're over to the Kiss bracket for the final four.
This is gonna hurt.
The next 2 opponents are as follows: Wyld Stallynz taking on Sexual Chocolate.
Oh,
see, I told you it was gonna hurt.
Wyld Stallynz, I think, would be really pleased to be in the Kiss bracket.
Yes,
They would love it.
Agreed. I don't think they'd even care about winning. They're just like, we're in the Kiss bracket.
Yeah.
But then they would see that they're going up against Sexual Chocolate, and then they would stomp Sexual Chocolate into the ground because.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
Wyld
absolutely.
Stallynz is awesome. Yeah. I mean, like I said, like Sexual Chocolate got the win on the first round.
He got a gimme
of the funny. Yeah, like the funny got him through, but against an actual we can point to songs that they've done and like, okay, they're actually pretty damn good. Yeah, no, they're gonna lose.
Yeah, no.
In Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, the song that Wyld Stallynz performed is a Kiss song.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's not a Kiss song. It's actually a Kiss cover song because God gave rock and roll to you. I forget who wrote it originally, but so it's them doing a cover of a cover, right? Like,
I think it's Kiss's performance, though.
Yeah. Right. I would say that they performed Kiss's arrangement in the actual universe of Bill and Ted.
I cannot find any reason to justify a win for Sexual Chocolate.
I can't either.
No.
Okay, all right. Now I'm not making this up. in the I looked up God Gave Rock and Roll to You. The original lyrics include a reference to British pop singer Cliff Richard, who is known for his Christianity. Why is that? Why did that come up?
Just okay. So apparently we're definitely doing this very weird like sidebar now for every band. My bad.
Apparently there was a cover of God Gave Rock and Roll to You by the American Christian rock band Petra.
Really?
Oh,
Petra did one. Okay.
I
Petra.
don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know? Just Google her.
No.
But I know who Cliff Richard is, but only because I watched The Young Ones when I was a kid.
Okay, so, but never mind all that. Wyld Stallynz versus Sexual Chocolate.
Oh, Wyld Stallynz.
Wyld
Sorry, Wyld
Stallynz.
Stallynz wins.
Stallions.
Yeah, another clean sweep.
Easily.
I'm gonna...
While Stallions told Sexual Chocolate, nay.
Oh,
No, dude, no. Sherman, you were right there. They didn't say nay. They said bogus.
No. I fully support his horse fun.
No. He could have even gone. Look. I'll even give you a better one. They could have gone heinous.
Oh,
No.
That's good.
No.
Joe is just disgusted with the whole process.
I regret nothing. Because I gave Joe Winger for the night, so whatever.
You did.
So
And
you're not getting him back.
if you
Kyle mentioned that Argent did the original God Gave.
Yes,
Rock and
yes,
Roll
I
too,
did. Yes.
which is ex-members of the Zombies, I think.
Yeah.
Really? Huh.
If you think that when I put together the YouTube and Spotify playlist for tonight's show, if you think Winger's not going to be on it, well, sir.
just because of the.
Here's our last match up in this round. Mitch and
Oh my
Mickey
God.
versus Timmy and the Lords of the Underworld.
Oh, that's a hard
I
one.
don't like this. I don't like this one. I don't like it.
Yes, this is a frequent complaint of panelists. Yeah, I don't.
The random wins of the panel. Sometimes you have to vote against your darlings.
Yeah.
Put me in this position, Joe.
Yeah, I know.
How dare you, Joe?
It costs
This was
extra
all
for
your
this
fault.
position.
The big problem is that they're so different.
Yeah.
How do you even? I
Okay,
don't like.
I gotta check something here real quick.
Uh-oh.
Hi, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
Oh, hello. What happened?
Hi, also. How you
Opening
doing,
credits.
everybody?
Sean, I just had to see what that was behind you because I was like, is that a 1970 supercomputer behind you?
What, over here?
In the small version, it looks like the data screen out of a Star Trek.
No, it's Mother from Alien. So it's Mother from the Nostromo is what you're seeing there. No, we keep twinkle lights on our bar the entire year, the little area there, because we like the lights and we keep the lights on. So
okay, so
It makes it
I
best.
guess we've put off the vote long enough. We're talking about everything but the vote.
I know who I'm voting for, and they're getting through because I'm sorry, anybody who actually sits down and just writes a song and becomes an international pop star going, "Gimme!" is gonna go through versus Mitch and Mickey, even though I love Mitch and Mickey. Timmy getting the vote from Sean because sometimes I vote against my own best interest.
All right. Well, are we ready to vote?
No.
Okay.
No, okay, Lee, do you have
Do you have an
No.
argument?
I don't know. I'm like sitting here trying to weigh these two bands that are completely different from each other
They are.
and how do you quantify like Timmy is the funny, but like also like I don't like
It's
it. I
two
don't like it.
estranged folk singers versus a middle school death metal band.
What does your heart
All right.
say?
Yeah.
My heart says it's Timmy.
Yeah, exactly. Your heart
Yeah.
says
My
Timmy
heart
because
says
it
Timmy.
is Timmy.
And I would go to see that show. Like
Right.
if there were 2 shows and one was Mitch and Mickey and one was Timmy, I would go see Timmy because maybe somebody would actually go to hell. So
well, Timmy is definitely going to summon Mr. Crackish, so
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Well, that is
Alright, I'm
our
good.
good friend Madison, and I am voting with her for Mitch and Mickey, just on the strength of Catherine O'Hara.
I'm with Gary on this. Mitch and Mickey.
Yep.
Okay, so that's 2 Mitch and Mickeys. Anybody else for Mitch and Mickey?
I can't.
You have to vote.
Those for
That's why
Timmy.
you're here.
It's got to be Timmy.
Timmy,
Yeah.
Sherman.
Oh, we're not tied.
Yeah.
Sherman, it's up to you.
it's Timmy and the Lords of the Underworld, of course.
Yeah.
Lee and Timmy. Kevin, did you?
I'm
you
Mitch
did.
and Mickey.
It was Mitch and Mickey, so it's 2-3
Yes,
for
it's-
Tim.
Exactly, Kyle. Exactly.
Keep saying his name over and over again. You're just Mitch and Mickey didn't win. Timmy won.
What?
Timmy won.
Timmy won.
Joe,
you're not paying attention.
I demand a recount, Joe.
For a man who's trying to keep us on task.
Joe, are you
Mitch,
on?
Spelling
Did you put
errors,
something with your
wrong
nose?
in these. Sir.
Yes.
Are you okay?
Are
Do
you okay?
need an intervention? Are you
Do
fine?
you need to hydrate? Do you need some water? Go get some water.
I do.
Joe is
I do.
letting his Mitch and Mickey bias show through.
Stop the steal.
I mean, Joe,
Hashtag.
literally. So no, this is how it looks, Joe. This is how it looked. You heard very eloquently, like Kevin and Gary are like, we gotta stick with Mitch and Mickey. And me and Lee are like, look, we understand why, but it's Timmy. And then we go, Sherman, it's your vote. And he goes, duh, it's Timmy. And then you literally hit the button that says Mitch and Mickey win. Like you were just like, no. Like just
But Joe's email.
I watched it. Oh, shit.
And thank you.
Apparently, Joe is
anyway.
living in Arizona right now.
You know what? You know what it is? He's still on Winger. He's in Wingerland right now. So
I am.
Oh my
He's
goodness.
high on the winger.
he's high on Winger.
Okay,
it's
final
a
four.
Joe-mocracy. It's a Joe-mocracy.
It
He
is a
only wins
Joe-mocracy,
if
always.
he agrees.
All right,
Okay,
so this
here we
takes us
go.
what to the
Final
final
four
four?
Yeah, this is the
Final
final four.
four
I believe.
time.
Yeah.
The
Oh my god. Okay.
Josie and the
Oh.
Pussycats versus Sister Mary Clarence.
Oh,
and
this
St.
is-
Catherine's Choir.
Again, this one's hard.
Now shit's
It's
getting real.
not for me.
Yeah.
It's not for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is not.
not for
this
me
is
either.
not hard for me. This
Me
is
neither.
What?
again a band writing their own music, performing their own music, touring, versus a choir doing gospel covers.
Yeah.
So it's got to, for me, again, it has to be Josie.
Me too.
All
Josie.
right.
Yeah.
Pussycats,
I
yeah.
mean, I get that. I
Yeah,
get
sis-
that.
Sister Mary Clarence, let's face it. Sister Mary Clarence was strictly here to weed out the devil music of the Hex Girls. They've accomplished their mission and put the Satan music back to bed. And they
Right.
can retire gracefully with honor.
Agreed.
They
Okay,
can go back to
look,
the mausoleum.
Gary, but look, you're not looking at the long game here, okay? So just let me make an impassioned plea. If we Joe notwithstanding trying to rig it against us, rig it in our favor, we could have potentially a face-off versus Timmy and the Lords of the Underworld versus very clear.
Sean, I want to live in that world. But
But
I
I
can't
also
vote against
can't-
Josie and the Pussycats here.
I can't either, but I
vote for Sister Mary Clarence. I can't do it.
like. But
That would be
exactly, it would be amazing. Like, could that like just be like the consolation concert? Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
We should do just like a 15-minute like battle panel of those two.
Yeah.
Like
You make some fine
like,
points, Sean.
that's its own mini panel. Like, let's be real.
just a good 10,
Yeah.
15 minutes of who would win in that.
Yeah.
A kid that covers or a metal band where the only word they use is Timmy, and then just argue about it for 15 minutes, and then somebody's gonna go, bitch, it's something go.
But if I might counterpoint, Timmy.
Okay, so Josie and the Pussycats.
Yeah.
Okay, Josie
all right.
wins.
And a
was a
clean
sweep.
sweep.
That was a sweep.
Clean sweep. Oh my god.
Oh man.
That's
I feel
delightful.
like I have lost my mind
And I actually did that one correctly. so-
again.
Oh my god. Okay.
Well, now
Now-
that we're watching you.
Now that
Yes, thank you for
everybody's
not stealing this one,
Right.
Joe.
Now that we know Joeocracy is at full effect and we got to keep an eye on it.
hashtag but my emails.
The UN election watchers will be here any moment.
I want to see the ballots, sir.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Wyld Stallynz
Mm.
versus Timmy
Oh god.
and
Oh.
of the Underworld.
Oh.
Another tough one. Because there's similar styles,
Yeah.
similar
I mean-
ethos.
Okay, there's
No, they're
similar
not.
styles in the fact that they both play guitars. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not
Well, they're
that
both
similar
butt
in
rock,
style,
yeah.
and they're not even that similar in ethos.
Yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
literally, it's Timmy and the
They're,
Lords of the
they're,
Underworld.
they're
like-
high school bands. Or,
okay, first off,
they're both
they're
garage
in-
bands.
In ethos, that's a grade level.
Yeah. Plus, Wyld
Look, it's
Stallynz
late. I'm tired, and
technically
Joe's rigging this.
No. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about it, and I'm thinking, what's the band I would want to go see? And this is a really, really hard decision because I intrinsically just want to go see what the hell a band called Timmy and the Lords of the Underworld is.
Right. But then
But
you
I'm
find
gonna-
out that it's just one song where he says Timmy all the time.
Timmy.
And
And I
you're
mean,
like,
that's
all
gonna be
right, well,
fine.
this was fun for 5 minutes, but it's a whole show of it.
Right. Whereas Wyld Stallynz has some serious, like, ability.
They have
Plus,
accent.
again, we have to take into the consideration, and this is something that we need to seriously discuss for a moment, is the fact that we're taking them as the products as presented in their own universe, meaning that
Mhm.
not
Right.
only did they have at least one huge hit, they then wrote with their daughters MP47, which literally saved all of creation.
Yeah.
Their band members include Aliens, the Grim Reaper,
Mhm.
multi-generational Prestons, and oh crap, I forgot the other one. Logan's. You have of course the princesses. You have what's his name? Mozart. You have Hendrix. You have Louis
Well-
Armstrong.
Well, I mean, Sean, if you're going to
Sean.
go with that route, everyone is in Wyld Stallynz.
Hence
Yeah.
why they should win. I was building
Yeah.
up to that,
Even
Gary, but yes.
we're in Wyld Stallynz.
Are we all
Yeah.
Wild Stallions?
I left
Yeah.
it
for
creative
the
differences.
duration of MP47, yes. For the duration of that song, we were all Wyld Stallynz. Because that's what brought the universe into alignment.
No?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have, like, when you look at, I mean, when you boil it down, Timmy and the Lords of the Underworld are a joke band, right?
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
a joke.
Kind of a
It's
gimmick.
It's a
yeah, yeah.
bit. It's a bit in South Park, and it is very funny.
Oh, God, it's so
And-
funny.
It's so funny. But Wyld Stallion is the entire key point of those movies, right? Like the
Yes.
music and what it represents is, and I can't believe after last year arguing so hard against them that I'm arguing for them now.
Yeah. I remember.
I know you do. I was the villain of that panel.
Yeah.
But like,
Now you're doing a face turn.
Yeah.
I know it happens.
Hey, any good wrestling
like,
act knows that you have to do that sooner or later.
As a professional, yes.
She's becoming the baby face. That's what she's like. She's coming into her own. Come on, Lee, bring it home, girl.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, the entire idea of Wyld Stallion as a band, like, was the linchpin of all of those movies, right? Like that was the big deal of those movies. My villain era. Thank you. So I think that there is some more substance to it than Timmy and the Lords of the Underworld, which are
Yeah.
really funny, but maybe not. They're not going to beat them, at least not for me.
Yeah. Here's the thing: there was never any serious debate here for me. It's Wyld Stallynz all the way. I mean, there was no. To borrow a word from another movie, it's inconceivable.
Inconceivable.
If Princess Bride had a house band, that would be maybe one of the hardest things. Yeah, oh man.
Inconceivable.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Timmy and the Lords of the Underworld.
Timmy!
And Wyld Stallynz.
Yes. Clean sweep.
The debate was for the sake of chaos.
Are we down to the final two now, Jim?
We are.
It's the finals.
And
Final
this
two.
Is going to be brutal.
I'm turning on Wyld Stallyns again, guys. I'm sorry.
I'm right there with you, Lee.
You
and I know Kyle's in the chat. And if Josie and the Pussycats take this over Wyld Stallynz, I think we'll be able to hear Tony Ann's screams from whatever state she's in right now.
Outrage. She's in a state of outrage.
Okay, so let's just first put like this one debate to the side. If Josie and the Pussycats actually were across the stage from Wyld Stallynz, like those two would get along like peanut butter and jelly.
100%. It would be a house on fire. They would just do a crossover and do a duet because Josie and the Pussycats were all about the crossovers, and I don't know what Bill and Ted are except one giant crossover with history.
Seriously, like Bill and Ted would like never turn anybody away. And like if you play and like you don't like, if you don't act heinous towards them.
Tie? Can we have a tie?
No,
is it possible?
This is not soccer.
Fine.
Hey, what? Let's do this.
Josie and the Pussycats, because they're the ones that I would want to write songs with.
Before we go to you guys, let's go to the chat room and see what what is happening to in the chat room. What happened to the
blanks? I thought they would win.
You must choose.
That's Madison, by the way.
I think. Are we ready to vote? Are we?
That is Matricula saying you must choose.
I do have an argument, which is, and this is for me the most intrinsic argument that I can make for why I'm going to vote Wyld Stallynz. Because this is maybe the hardest, I mean, legitimately, like Josie and the Pussycats for me. Again, their songs are just so good. However, when they play MP47 at the end of Face the Music,
that's one song.
Wait,
thank you.
I actually cried. I have never been moved by a fictional band before. And them actually succeeding in their destiny and doing the thing that saves creation. I mean, this is me weighing up against, again, Three Small Words, which if we're just going by quality of songs, Josie and the Pussycats all the way. But Bill and Ted and Wyld Stallynz and the Daughters and all of them, like Bill and Ted, because, the naming convention, I actually cried. Like I actually had a moment where I was rolling tears down my face, and that has never happened. I do not like when people go, "Oh, if you don't cry at this movie, you're a monster." I'm like, "Bitch, movies don't make me cry. They'll scare the crap out of me." But but when it comes to the music, the music got to me at that moment. I will report to the results of Tony. The Kevin's assessment is pretty accurate. The rage will permeate the entire metaverse if they lose again. But I still think Josie and the Pussycats should win, though.
But again,
Wyld Stallynz did win at the live Dragon Con. I do have to say that.
Yeah, they did.
Okay. Well, they've already won then, so.
But that's all thrown out as per the rule. The only people who are permanently disqualified because they have their own fight are the Muppets.
Right.
And that is going to be a fluff bath.
A fluff bath of
Fluff
Muppet
bath.
I think if this is a battle of fictional bands, I feel like Josie and the Pussycats are a platonic ideal of what a fictional band should be. I think they were one of the first fictional bands I was ever even aware of. And I understand what Sean's saying about Wyld Stallynz and how it means something deep and personal to him. But I also think Josie and the Pussycats are such a great fictional band. I can't go against them here.
And I mean, there's no real good argument against that because, again, you're right. But I would also argue that Wyld Stallynz almost meets the exact same criteria because I mean, they really are. I mean, when you look at this, they do, as far as like being people who are just like, seriously, when you look at the ethos behind them, right? Josie and the Pussycats were all about the music and bringing joy to the world and just really being there for the music. I mean, that's like their whole thing. People keep trying to corrupt them and they're just there for the music. Literally, Bill and Ted are just trying to make the one song that'll make everybody happy. I mean, they don't reject anybody. They want everybody to be included. Josie and the Pussycats, same thing. Like, as fictional bands, they're almost perfect mirrors, which is why no matter which way this flips for me, I'm happy because if Wyld Stallynz is going down, Josie and the Pussycats should be the people who kick them off the first place, platform, right? If it was
and I feel like that bit at the end of Bill and Ted Face the Music, where it's like every person in the universe is a part of the band. I don't like supergroups.
I guess for me,
so no Jefferson Starship for you at all. Like
traveling
Wilburys. You're missing out on the traveling Wilburys. But
we built the city.
I think for me, Josie and the Pussycats.
On a structural.
I think for me, Josie and the Pussycats was, as a kid watching those cartoons, it was the first time it was just like, oh, girls can be in like a rock band.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
and that was like a super important thing for me to see because, up until that point, it was like, you're a kid and you listen to what your parents listen to. And it's mostly like Motown girl groups, which is fine. But also all the guys rock out. Like you have The Who and you have Zeppelin and you have the Beatles and the Stones and whatever. So to be a little girl and to watch TV and be just like, oh, they look like me and they can jam. Like that was super important for me to see as a little kid. Yeah. So like that's something that I take into account too.
Okay, here we go.
But wait, hold on. Joe, before you do, can you pull up Kyle's most recent comment, please?
Kyle's.
Okay, so Kyle, we're going to address this for a moment. And we're going to address this for one major reason. No one ever wants to hear me sing. I could sing a song from both bands. Easy. No problem. But the problem is that everybody will be dead and then nobody will be able to vote because I cannot carry a tune to save my life. So as much as I understand the jest, that's basically murder on live TV. And we're not going to do that. Okay?
I'm the Pussycat.
So, yes. So that's just not going to happen. However, I do agree, again, just on the power of two songs, Josie and the Pussycats are probably going to win this. And I have no problem with that because they're really good freaking songs. But yes, I do not sing in front of an audience. It's just not going to happen. However, Bill and Ted's going to get my vote because I die on that hill.
But and they were your pick. They were your pick coming in.
They're my pick coming in, and I will die on this hill. And it's okay. I'm okay with Josie beating them. That is a fair fight. At least it's not a damn Muppet, okay? Like,
so I think we know where Sean is, and I think we know where Lee and I are. Gary and Sherman, how are you feeling?
Yeah.
I'm going to say that Sean, I appreciate that you're going to die on that hill, but I'm helping kill you because it's Josie all the way.
Okay,
Sherman,
for all the reasons Lee laid out.
For the sake of chaos, Josie and the Pussycats.
How is that chaos?
I want to hear them summon Moose to Crackers.
It's 3-2, I believe.
No, that would be 4-1.
That's 4-1.
That's 4-1.
95 to 6-4.
25 or 6-4.
Yeah, thank
There you
you. Get your Chicago lyrics right, Gary.
There's your chaos right there. Like that.
Come on, Lee. Me and Lee representing Chicago. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can you dig it? Yes, I can.
Okay, so I believe we have almost lost it there at the end.
Okay, so now we need to have the battle of the fictional gangs, and then we just have to have like all the warriors, like all
Just
the
the
different
warriors.
like
God.
literally like we just have to have like one entire bracket, just all the different gangs of the warriors, and then
Yeah.
like what would it be like? I would say Lord Humongous has to get in there from Mad Max 2, like
Sure.
in his raid party.
Josie and the
The
Pussycats
Ducky
win.
Boys.
Yeah, Josie and the Pussycats. Yeah.
Yay!
It's our winner of the 2023 Battle of the Fictional Bands Group Division.
Josie,
and the Pussycats.
ladies and gentlemen, this is the most fun thing no, it's not the most fun thing. Everything we do is fun. I love all of this, and I'm so glad you guys tuned in to watch us. If you're right now watching this and it's not live, if you're watching it later, we love you from the past. Hello. And we think you're great. And if you're
How's
just
the
listening
weather?
to this on our audio version, so you don't have to look at our stupid faces, we also love you. Look at you.
Extreme close up on Gary.
3D house of beef. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Links to all of our guests and all their socials will be in the show notes. And we will be back very soon. If we're not back for a panel earlier than that, our next thing is going to be King Kong's birthday on April 7th with some King Kong experts and monster movie aficionados, Mark Finn and Rick Claw. But
yes,
before then,
they're
we'll probably
contractually
do
obligated to be there.
Exactly. But before then, we'll probably do something. We'll let you know. I didn't post this event until this morning. Look, we're flying by the seat of our pants. Where's that? There it is.
Yeah.
And some of us don't even have pants.
You know what we should do? We should just list like just favorite characters, bands, anything and everything that comes from a sci-fi classic, and just throw it into one bowl and just pull.
We'd never get out of here.
I know, but that would be the
right.
greatest part. Like,
Forever.
so, like, you don't know what you're going. Like, somebody's going to pull. Like, wait, they pulled, Doctor Who's TARDIS versus, like
Godzilla.
whatever, versus Godzilla. I want that fight. I want the everything bagel. That's what we call it. The everything.
The everything bagel.
Into a bagel.
Items and people and things from all of sci-fi. I like it.
The everything bagel. That's what. Oh, can we do that, please?
That sounds
I
like
like
a Sci-Fighters panel.
Yes, definitely.
This got so much bigger than Sci-Fighters. This got so much bigger, and I know there's another thing on the internet called Super Fight, but they ain't us. We're cooler. Never
What's
mind
Super
those
Fight?
guys. Sure, they've got 1.2 million hits on every one of their videos, but guys, we almost broke double digits once.
Wait. What's Super Fight? Like, seriously, what's Super Fight?
It's a YouTube thing where they do the thing that we just did, but without comedy,
But without our charm.
without charm.
Without panache.
charm.
Our charm.
1.2 million views without like charm.
They're all
No, they have charm. It's just not our charm.
It's not our charm. I'm going to see how many views a random. I guess we could turn off the thing.
No. This should be staying in the show, like because now I'm like, who are these super fight pricks? Because I don't know them. So I don't owe them any loyalty. I owe you
my
guys
goodness.
loyalty. You've been my friends for like over a decade. Like
Yeah.
you're my boys and girls and everything in between. You my peoples. Okay, Super Fight. I don't know.
Okay, so apparently Super Fight is a card game. Okay,
Okay.
Is it?
There is
there was
also
something
a card
else.
game.
I apologize.
Welcome to the after show.
There was somebody else.
Classics Track After Dark.
Yeah, but there are things on YouTube that do it similarly to this. But look, guys.
Yeah, the
You get
closest thing
us.
to my brain was like Celebrity Deathmatch.
Yeah.
But even
Oh
then, it was like,
God, I forgot about
Thank
Celebrity
you,
Death.
Kyle. Death Battle.
maybe it's Death
Yeah,
Battle.
there
Like,
is Death Battle, which does pit like characters, which is like Batman versus Wolverine. They did
Yeah.
Superman versus Goku because people have to do
yeah,
that.
that's too organized.
like-
I
That's like
want
who would win in a
Understand
fight,
that.
I
though.
want it to
I
be
don't understand
freaking-
those seem
I
boring to
want
me.
be like a punch bowl of everything that we love, and like we all get to like list 50 things, and Joe has to put all 50. Like whoever's going to be on that panel, we all get 50
Oh my God,
selections.
Joe
and
just
put it
had
in.
like a mini nervous breakdown. Like you just
And
gave
then
him
he has to go into the
an
punch bowl, and then he's
aneurysm.
got to pull out, and and there's only 16, and that's that I want that, because it could be something so weird. It could be Optimus Prime versus ET.
Yeah.
I would want the audience to like write stuff down too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wonder if it should be audience based instead of just us.
Yeah,
That's,
audience based. That's what we do
when
here.
I am
When we do the
spitballing.
fictional bands live, the crowd picks the 16.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And but that's the most fun thing, guys. This is the after show now. You don't have to keep tuning in, but you can if you want. But guys, I think if anybody, I believe Kevin Cafferty has to leave the country suddenly.
That's
Yeah.
So we may need to.
He must
Get
flee
outta
the
here.
country for reasons.
Right.
Reasons.
But
Safe
seriously,
travels.
travel safe, Kevin, and make sure that you get that extra 2% of emotion that they need to make that awesome.
I'll do what I can.
Yes, sir.
And return home
Joe,
with as many, if not more, kidneys than you already have.
please,
Yeah.
yes. But Joe, personal request though. Everything bagel battle next week. Like, tell everybody, submit whatever you love from the American sci-fi classic genre.
In 2
Person,
weeks, we need
thing.
time
2
to
weeks.
get those bagel stuffings.
Whatever you
Yeah.
want, and just
Topping.
The topics.
everything bagel.
Okay, everything bagel in 2 weeks.
With
Okay.
Sean Smear.
Oh gosh.
I'm here for it.
Guys, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very, very much. We love you. Get your colonoscopies. We will see you very soon. Thank you for liking our YouTube, watching our videos, going on to all of our socials, for seeing us live. Thank you.
Like,
for seeing us
comment,
live.
subscribe.
Yes, at Dragon Con and all the other cons that all of us individually and collectively do. We will see you very soon. Thank you and good night. Join us next time when Gary Mitchell will say,
How did I get this smear on my pants?
But it was a good schmear.